What's going on, guys? Very special video today. Northeast Georgia Motorsports has got one of these guys in. That's right, they've got the KLX 300 SM in stock, and as well as a DRZ 400 SM. This is mainly going to cover the 300 SM, but I figured since I had both, these are the closest competitors to one another. Let's quit talking about the basics. Let's get deep down into these and check them out. So first thing first, guys, both of these are 2021s. This has got the 17-inch Supermoto wheels front and back. That is a 110 in the front, and you've got a 130 in the rear. Very popular size fitment. You should have no issue getting some pretty high performance tires on there, or even if you want to get kind of a dual sport or adventure tire, you can do that as well. The DRZ 400 has been the same since, gosh, I don't know how long. This bike hasn't had any crazy major revisions or updates in a while, but it's tried and true. Overall, let's talk about some of the ergonomics differences. The seat height on the KLX 300 is 34 inches, whereas the DRZ is an inch higher. Now, moving both of these bikes around, kind of just looking at each one, it almost looks, and the DRZ is a little further behind the KLX, as you can see, but it almost looks like the DRZ seat height is much higher. It is more flat, where the KLX is got that pretty big dip in it. To me, it feels like you can hug the tank a little more, hug the front of the bike, and get a good grip on it. And the DRZ, I don't think it'd be much difference, but just looking at it, it is a radical difference. Tire-wise, the 300 is a little smaller than the DRZ. The DRZ has a little bit bigger profile fitment. I'm not entirely too sure if the wheel rim widths are a little different, but clearly the DRZ has a slightly bigger tire. The front coming in at 120/70/17, and then the rear tire, it is coming in at a 140/70/17. This bike has the dual Yoshimura exhaust on it, which looks very, very impressive. This KLX is straight out of the box, as if you were to get it. There is nothing done to it, and I must say it has some very impressive features about it, which we will go over in just one second. KLX has a 292cc engine that is fuel injected. The DRZ, it's got a 398 carbureted engine in it. That is very old school. Again, like I said, this thing is tried and true, and it is a tank. Again, I'm not too sure what the theory behind is, you know, Suzuki not changing it or updating it, but it's very interesting to see that we still got carbs on the market. Another big difference about these bikes is the KLX has a 6-speed transmission. The DRZ has a 5. Horsepower wise, you were looking at the KLX being somewhere around estimated 26 horsepower. The DRZ roughly being around 33 horsepower. Now the DRZ I have ridden before. It's a little heavier. It's got a little more horsepower to it, but it didn't feel all that slow. It felt pretty normal for a street style dirt bike. It definitely can pop the front wheel up and ride that back wheel forever if you can do it. The KLX, I've been hearing some mixed reviews. It's got that peppiness to it, that low and mid, which is very, very strong. It lacks the top end from what I'm hearing. Again, I can't say for sure until I throw a leg over it. Power to weight ratio, they're very similar with the differences. The DRZ obviously has a slightly better power to weight ratio, even though it weighs a little more, but it's got that extra horsepower to carry it on through. Both of these bikes have halogen headlights, single style. The Kawi, I must say, is way more clean than the DRZ. You can swap that out for an LED bulb, and that thing will look really sharp. The DRZ, it's just old school, you know. You don't really even see the bulb. It's just old looking. It looks like it's off of a 98 Express fan. This bike has Renthal fat bars on it, which tied in very well. As far as suspension goes, the DRZ has the RM250 derived front end suspension. The KLX It's got its own new suspension. Both are inverted. I believe the Cowie, yep, it is a 43 millimeter inverted fork. You can adjust the preload. The rear, you can adjust the preload and the rebound. So both bikes come with a nice little tool pouch, and they come with a helmet lock as well. Fuel capacity on these guys, they are similar but different. KLX comes in at a whopping 2-gallon capacity. DRZ, you get a 2.6 gallon capacity. With the new KLX 300, you have an LCD style dash. This has all the important information: your odometer, your RPMs, miles per hour, and you've got a clock. Obviously, you've got your fuel gauge, hot temp gauge, brights, blinkers, and that's pretty much it. It's very standard, nothing too exciting about it, but it is a blue black lit design, which is very cool. I know it's very hard to see it in the sun, but it is pretty awesome. And I mean, you're getting all the features you need in a compact package, and with this blue on blue, it sets it off pretty sweet. Give you guys a little bit of a startup here to let you know what the stock exhaust sounds like. It's nothing impressive, obviously, but since I've got it, it's hot, and you guys are here, let's go ahead and do it. Again, that's really nothing to it. It's a whole whopping 292cc right there. So I wonder how it would sound with the full exhaust. These, they don't have to restrict super much because of emissions, but all you have to do is get a pipe on the back end of this thing and it should sound pretty rad. Both bikes, at the end of the day, they're very similar. They do the same job at the end of the day. There is not much difference other than the weight and power, and I think when you throw a leg over both of these bikes and you ride them back to back, it is going to be very hard pressed to say that the DRZ is a lot better, even though on paper you're like, wow, that thing's bigger, faster, you know, you think it'd be much better, but the KLX comes in with that extra gear and it's just a little lacking under horsepower. Let me know which one is your favorite supermoto out of these two. I know we can get in the Husqvarna and the KTM supermotos and even the Honda supermotos, but those bikes, they're so far off on price range, they don't compare on paper. Now, they are bigger, they do have more cc's, there's a little bit more to them, but realistically, these bikes, they're sole competitors, they're rivals. I mean, you can't get any closer than that. The fact that both bikes don't come with ABS, any kind of traction control, I mean, think about it. The Groms and Z125s come with ABS, and these bikes do not have it. Let me know which one you would take home and ride on your favorite curvy road. To me, at the end of the day, I'm going KLX in the green if they had it. It's a smaller bike, it looks more nimble, it has an extra gear. I would imagine highway speed, 65, 70, it shouldn't have an issue getting up to that, but the KLX looks way better, fuel injected. The DRZ, you're a tank, but man, you're just old. You look good, but I'm going with that KLX. If you have any questions about either one of these bikes, leave a comment down in the comment section below. Be sure to check out Northeast Georgia Motorsports. They have a ton of inventory in these crazy times that we are living in. They have a bike for you. Be sure to check them out. Their information is in the description below. As always, guys, ride safe, have fun. We'll see you on the next one.